Dear students, we will continue our lecture on design of transformers. In this class, we will discuss about classification of transformers and construction details. Transformers are classified depending upon the type of the construction used as a core type and shell type transformers. These are the two types based on the construction and on the basis of power utility, single phase transformer and three phase transformer. And next classification on the basis of type of service, distribution transformer and power transformer. But in this lecture mainly we will focus on the core type and shell type transformer as we are discussing about the overall parameters and construction details. So we will focus on core type and shell type. Construction details of core type transformer. So see the core type transformer in this figure. So any transformer we know the core is made up of the laminations and it is having yoke and horizontal part is the yoke and next it is having limb, vertical part is the limb or leg. These dotted lines represents the mutual flux linking the both LV and HV winding. Next we will discuss about the winding arrangement. So here LV winding is placed nearer to the core. See the LV winding both sides and both limbs placed nearer to the core. Next after that insulation and HV winding is placed. See here LV HV. This is LV and half of the LV is placed one limb and half on another limb and then half HV on one limb and half of the HV winding on another limb. So in between there is insulation between LV and HV and again between core and LV also there is insulation. So why half of the LV winding is placed on one limb and again insulation and again HV winding. So if you discuss the advantage of this kind of winding, the leakage flux is going to reduce. The leakage flux is going to reduce. So how the leakage flux is going to reduce? I will explain now. Just I will show if there is a leakage flux, how it will be. Leakage flux means which links only one winding. So but now if you take a leakage flux on the first leg, so it is going to link both LV and HV. See, I am drawing a possible leakage flux and on the second leg also the leakage flux is going to link both primary and secondary. So then if it is linking both LV and HV, it is not a leakage flux. So we are reducing the leakage flux and leakage reactance also. And second point, why LV is placed near to the core? To reduce the amount of insulation required. If you place HV nearer to the core, large amount of insulation is required. So now because of this arrangement, the amount of insulation required is going to reduce. Okay. So that's why LV nearer to the core and HV away from the core. So what is the main point here? In the core type, winding encircles the core. So winding is just encircling the core here. You see the arrangement here. Center on the center of the winding there is core. Winding encircles the core. Here the magnetic core is built up of laminations to form a rectangular frame. We can see the rectangular frame here and the windings are arranged concentrically with each other around the limbs of the core as shown in the figure. So here the windings are concentric in nature. So we are using concentric windings in the core type transformer. Next we'll discuss the shell type transformer. So see the shell type transformer. So this is the shell type transformer. So in the shell type transformer, the windings are put around the central limb as shown. This is the central limb, center one, and we have side limbs also. This is side limb 1, this is side limb 2, and yoke, horizontal part is yoke, and the window area is also available. Window area between the yoke and legs is called window. That is the window area. And if you take the winding arrangement of the LV, HV winding, again LV, HV, again of the LV. So this is the this kind of arrangement is known as sandwich arrangement, sandwich winding. So here the core encircles the winding. The core is covering the winding. Okay, so that is the main difference in this shell type transformer. Now let us compare both core type and shell type transformer in various aspects. So we will compare, first of all, compare construction aspect. The core type transformer, first we are discussing about core type transformer. Core type transformer simpler in design and permit easier assembly and installation of winding. So in case of core type transformer, the design is very simple. So and it permits easier assembly of the insulation also. So here I missed to mention that core type transformer. So that is a core type transformer is simpler in design and permit easier assembly. Yeah, just I'll mention that core type transformer. Yeah, next, so a core type transformer very simple, simpler in design and permits easier assembly and installation of windings. See the figure. So this construction is very simple. Design is also very simple, and yeah, so arranging installation is also very easy. See, arrangement is not complex. Next, if you talk about the mechanical strength, so core type has poor mechanical strength. So what is this mechanical strength? This is mainly due to mechanical forces developed inside the winding. See, we have one is LV winding, another one is HV winding. So one is inner winding, another one is outer winding. See, nearer to core inner winding, and second one is outer winding. See in the figure clearly it is mentioned. So inner winding and outer winding. So these two windings carry current in opposite directions. One is cross, one is dot. So if the current carrying conductors placed side by side, carrying current in opposite directions, repulsion force will develop. So these current carrying conductors placed side by side, so they are carrying current in opposite directions. So obviously the repulsion force will develop, and this repulsion force damages the winding. See, one winding away from it is experiencing force away from the core, and one is towards the core. Okay, so yeah, one is tensile force and one is compressive force. So due to these forces, winding may damage. See here, original figure, it is not having any support winding. Because of the forces, the winding may damage. So ultimately, due to these mechanical forces, the winding may gets damaged. So because of this tensile and compressive force, winding may gets damaged. During short circuit conditions, the chances of damage is more in the core type transformer. The chance of damage for the winding is more in core type transformer. So in the core transformer, as there is no support, mechanical support for the winding, the damage chances are very high. So if you take the shell type transformer, what happens in shell type transformer? See, even if the mechanical forces develops also in the direction which I am showing, even the mechanical forces may develop like that, but perpendicular to the winding. So there is a mechanical support. This yoke is supporting the winding mechanically. Okay, so see, like this upwards maybe the mechanical forces may operate, but even then there is a mechanical support. So due to this mechanical support, shell type transformer, the mechanically it is strong, so it may not damage um, as much as core type transformer because of these mechanical forces. So next, if you think about the leakage reactance, shell type has very less leakage reactance, so it is not possible to subdivide the winding in core type. So if you take in core type, you are placing half of the LV winding on one limb, and then insulation, and again HV winding we will place. So it is not possible to further subdivide the winding. See the figure. See half of the LV winding and half of the H winding we are placing. Further we cannot subdivide the winding. We are able to reduce the leakage flux up to some extent, but further we cannot subdivide the winding. Not possible to reduce the leakage flux further. But if you take shell type transformer, in the case of shell type transformer, see here, observe here, the subdivision of the winding is more when compared to core type transformer. See LV, HV, LV, HV subdivision is more. So it is possible to reduce the leakage reactance to any extent in the case of shell type transformer. So shell type transformer has less leakage reactance when compared to core type transformer. Next we will discuss about the repairs. The winding of the core type transformer is comparatively accessible, so coils can be easily inspected and repaired. Very easy to repair in the case of the core type transformer. Why? Because see the figure. If you see the figure, the windings are outside, easily accessible, and we can open and we can inspect and repair them. So it is the repairing is very easy in the case of the core type transformer. And if you take the repair in the case of the shell type transformer, see windings are inside the core, so they are not easily accessible. Opening and repairing are also difficult. So in the case of shell type transformer. Next, if you talk about the cooling, in core type transformer, windings are exposed and therefore the cooling is better in winding than in core. Means the windings are outside, so they are easily exposed to the cooling medium. So see the figure here, the core type transformer, the windings are outside, easily exposed to cooling medium. So the cooling is very better in winding when compared to core. Core is inside. Hence we can conclude that the cooling is better in winding than in core. This is vice versa in shell type transformer. See the figure of shell type transformer. So in the shell type transformer, the core is outside. Easily it can be exposed to cooling medium. The winding is inside. So the cooling is better in core when compared to winding. So next we will discuss about dimensions of single phase shell type transformer. In the previous lecture, I have explained the dimensions of single phase core type transformer. So it is very important to know these dimensions, not to solve the numericals. So here all the parameters names will be same. Okay, so all the parameters names will be same. So just only the relationships will change. Okay, so here see we have two legs, 3 legs, 2 side legs, 1 center leg, and this your window, yes, window, and yes, top one is the side view and bottom one is the top view. Okay, so here HW, height of the window, and H, overall height of the transformer, A, width of the largest stamping, which is the overall height of the transformer. So HW window height, WW width of the window, B depth of the yoke. So this is the depth of the yoke. Front side we cannot see that. So top view we can see. W is the overall width of the transformer. So depth of the yoke, that is equal to B. This depth we cannot see from the front view. Top view it can be seen. So dy is equal to B. In the top view I have mentioned that in the figure. So that is B, depth of the yoke. See in the top view only the B can be seen here. Next we'll see the height of the yoke HY, that is equal to A. See from the figure, A is the height of the yoke HY. Next W is equal to WW plus 4A. So WW central limb 2A, it will be 2A, and A plus A. So total it will be 2WW plus 4A. And the next height is equal to HW plus 2A. So next dimensions of three-phase transformer. So this is also very important. So by solving the numericals, we need to know all these relationships. In the case of three-phase transformer, capital D. See the capital D is equal to small d plus WW. See capital D. How we can obtain this? That is, see from the top view and side view. Both figures you observe simultaneously. So capital D is equal to WW. Okay. So WW plus D by 2 plus D by 2, that is D. And next dy is equal to A. Dy is equal to depth of the yoke is equal to A. That means width of the largest stamping. And the next H is equal to HW plus 2HY, overall height. That is no change. W, capital W is equal to 2D plus A. In the figure clearly we can see that capital W is equal to D plus D plus A by 2 plus A by 2 on both sides. So that's why it is 2D plus A. Width over 2 limbs. See width over the 2 limbs, that is equal to capital D plus outer diameter of HV winding. Okay, so that is the width over 2 limbs. Width over 1 limb, outer diameter of the HV winding. If you take only 1 limb, that will be outer diameter of HV winding. In the figure we can clearly see all these relationships you can use in solving the numericals. Remaining things we'll discuss in the next class. Bye bye.